Good morning and happy Monday to everyone. Welcome to Stampin' Peace with Mary. I'm so happy you're here today. While we're waiting for just a few more people to jump on, I want to show you a couple of cards I received as Happy Mail over the last week. This Halloween card came from my friend Tracy Dolling. Tracy's also a member of my Mary Stampers team. And this card came from our new Demonstrator Development Manager, our DDM, for our Northeast region, Kate Speckman. And she's been a stamper for a long time, but she is now working for Stampin' Up! And she will be working with the Demonstrator Council I'm on and the region I belong to. And if you take a close look at this card, you can see she basically used scraps, 1/2 inch by 2 3/4 inch scraps from the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper. And then also note that frame that she drew around it. She just drew a carefree frame around the DSP using her chalk marker. So I thought that was kind of clever as well. I too love getting Happy Mail, and I'll be sending out some Happy Mail today and later this week as well. If you don't already know, I have several PDF tutorials for sale, and you can locate those through my blog, stampinpeace.com. And then in the red bar at the top, just search for PDF Store. It's very easy. You just click PDF Store, and then once you've purchased those online from that PDF Store, they are ready for you to download immediately. So it's a great service, and especially for people who maybe have had some stamp sets and things a while and haven't played with them, they might go back and find a tutorial that they can use. Demonstrators are welcome to use the projects in your classes. You just cannot distribute or print off the tutorial and give it away or sell it, things like that. And you must use your own pictures for the projects as well. All right, so who's ready to get started on today's project? We're going to be making 3 cards, and we'll be using just one piece of 6x6 Designer Series paper. And we're also going to be using sentiments from the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set. So I'm going to flip my camera around now so we can get started. And while I'm doing that, please share this video and invite others to join us. Oh gosh, I was just thinking, I said, Happy Monday, but gosh, I guess I should say Happy November. Can you believe we're into another new month, the 11th month out of the year? Where is the year going? So as I said, we'll be using the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set. And then in addition to that, we'll be using some paper, and I've chosen the Pacific Point color, from our Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper pack. And I just want to show you where those are in the catalog, because I think these are packs of paper that can often be overlooked. So on page 134, which is the last page of the Designer Series paper section, right here are all of the item numbers for the 6x6 color family Designer Series paper packs. So we sell them the current in colors, and then so there's 2 sets of current in colors, the newest and the set that came out last year. And then we also sell them in our 4 color families: Brights, Neutrals, Regals, and Subtles. And all of the packs are $11.50. It's a great deal, but I think they're often overlooked. I think a lot of times we get excited about the themed designer series papers and forget about how wonderful these can be. And these packs are great for this 6x6 one sheet wonder. So I've pulled out the Pacific Point paper from the Brights collection. And the first thing, and this is so easy, you'll be able to remember this, but when I post this to my blog, you'll have all of the dimensions as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut off a 2-inch strip. Then I'm going to cut that 2-inch strip, just cut 1/2 inch off. All right, and this is the only piece of designer series paper. This is the only little piece of that 6x6 sheet that we won't be using. But who knows, we might find a way to incorporate that into one of the cards. Then my other piece that you're left with, the 4-inch by 6-inch, you're just going to turn it horizontally and cut it in half. So now you have two pieces that measure 3-inch by 4 inches. Okay, so 3 by 4, and then one that measures 2-inch by 5.5. And I previously cut the pieces that we would need. I have a 2¼ inch strip of basic white, and I'm going to use that to mount this 2-inch strip of DSP. So I'm putting it on basic white cardstock that measures 2¼ by 5.5 inches. And then I've cut 2 pieces of white that measure 3¼ by 4¼ inches. And I'm going to layer my 2 other pieces of DSP right on top of that. And now I'm ready to make some quick cards. So if you are somebody who likes to make several cards at once, or perhaps you need a number of cards for something you're working on quickly, this can be used for that purpose. And this is just one of many one-sheet wonders that we could do with the 6x6 designer series paper. You can even get more cards out of one 6x6 piece by cutting more pieces of the DSP from that 6x6. I also have white to go on the inside of the card. Always make sure that you have a white or neutral or lighter shade on the inside for writing your message or stamping an image or sentiment. And then I've got 2 more card bases. I'm going to put this right in the center of my second card base, like that. And then the last one, and you could do the same thing. You could do 2 of these the same. All right, it doesn't really matter, but just to show you something different, I'm going to change it, and I'm going to make this a horizontal card. And I could put it right in the center, put the layers right in the center, but I'm going to switch it up by putting it up in the corner. You can do lots of mixing and matching and changing things around to make all of your cards different as well. If you wanted to do this as a horizontal card, you could do it like that. Maybe put the layers at the bottom or across the middle, but you get the idea, right? Okay, I'm going to put the inside layers in, and then we're going to do some stamping, and we'll finish off these 3 cards. And yes, I will be giving away all 3 of these cards. So please watch to the end, and I will give you a word or a phrase to type in the comments if you would like to win a card. All right, I'm going to put these aside for now. Let's do our stamping. I'm using Pacific Point ink, so basically doing lots of tone on tone here. Ink up your stamp really well. Does anybody have the Happiest of Birthdays stamp set? Does anybody have it? It's one of my favorites for birthdays. It really is. It even includes a belated birthday stamp. So it's one of my favorites for birthdays that we've ever had. Always remember when you're stamping, you want to place the stamp straight down and then pull it straight up. No rocking and rolling. And just kind of a firm hold. You're not necessarily pushing hard on your stamps. Oh, we'll leave this open. All right, so let's finish off these cards by adding our sentiments and doing a little bit of embellishing. Jean Kohler, I'm not sure if I'm saying your name correctly. G-E-A-N-N, is it Jean or Jean? I'm assuming it's Jean, just with a unique spelling. But she says yes, the Happiest of Birthday stamp set is a good one. Do this one next. Okay. I'm going to show you a trick here. Now I could mount this right on here. This is 3/4 inch by 1 1/4 inch strip, and it fits really nicely on there. But I'm going to show you what else you can do with it. If you want to get a little bit fancy, you can use your everyday label punch. Now I know what you're thinking, Mary, that does not fit in there. And that's okay, because I'm just using it to trim each end. And the way I do that is by inserting my cardstock from the top and just that one end. I'm going to kind of hold it in place there for a moment, make sure it's where I want it. And I want to make sure that my cardstock is straight across and parallel with the edges of the punch as well. I'll just punch that, and now I have this nice decorative end. I'm going to do the same thing with the other end. When you think you have it where you want it, just kind of squeeze slightly, and it will hold your cardstock in place. Make sure that your spacing between top and bottom is the same, and that your edges of your cardstock are parallel with the edges of your punch at the top and bottom. Give it a squeeze, and there we now have something just a little bit fancier than our plain rectangle. And you can do that, use that technique with lots of our punches. I like to show that because that's, just another way that you can use the punches that you purchased. And when you can use your products in more than one way, if you're like me, you feel like you're really getting your money's worth. Plus, it kind of pushes our creativity to a different level, so to speak. All right, and I have one more. And this one, I'm going to put down in the right bottom corner. So again, on this particular card, I could have put the layers, can't get this one. I could have put the layers right in the center of the card front and even put the sentiment then in the center. But simply by changing the position of each of those, I've created a different card layout. When I do something like this with opposite corners, I do try to have the borders around the top and bottom pieces be the same. Just makes it look a little neater and cleaner. All right, let's add some embellishing. And then we'll stamp the envelopes. I'm using the metallic pearls. These come in a package with both silver and gold. I'm out of my gold and I keep thinking I've got to use up these silver ones before I buy any more. So that's what I'm using today. And I'm just going to add some embellishments to each of these cards. Let me pull them down so you can see better. I love, love, love my take your pick tool to pick up the embellishments and place them exactly where I want them. On this one, I'm going to put a metallic pearl on each of those curved parts of the end. And I think I'll add, let's see, add some up here. Remember, when you add embellishments, you want to add them in odd numbers. 3, 5, 7. It's more appealing to the eye that way. All right, what do you think? Super, right? They're cute, they're easy, they don't take a lot of time, minimal supplies, and you can whip them out in no time. It's 11:21, and I know I didn't even start the project part till we were 3 or 4 minutes after 11. Okay, let's stamp some envelopes. I'm going to use every stamp in this stamp set. All right, so I've used each of these 3 larger greetings, and now I'm going to add the Happy B-Day to the envelopes. And I'm just going to stamp on the flap at an angle, kind of fun and whimsical, draws attention to it. And then, of course, the birthday guy or gal is going to be very excited to receive these. Another option for stamping the envelopes would be to put it in that bottom left corner on the front of the envelope. So what do you think? Is this a 6x6 one-sheet wonder that you want to put to use? I would think so. And do you remember how to cut it? It was super simple and easy. Does anybody remember? You cut the 2-inch strip and a 1/2 inch off that. Let me do another one. just so you can see it again. But like I said, I will add this to my, oh, let's use this pretty, what is it? Coastal Cabana. So I'm going to show you the One Sheet Wonder one more time. All right. I won't make all 3 cards again because it'll be the same. You're going to cut that 2-inch strip and then cut off just a 1/2 inch from the bottom. And this is the only piece that doesn't get used on what I showed you. But you might think of a way to use this. We could cut a cute little banner end and somehow add that. Maybe that should be my challenge, to use those tiny little pieces. And then once you have that, you're going to take your 4x6-inch piece, remember, the 4x6, turn it horizontally, and cut it 3 inches. So they'll be the same size. And then you can layer them any way you like. I just happen to layer them with white because I liked the boldness of it. Let's play around with this. Let's see what we can do with these. Oh, I had one from earlier. Let me think. Oh, I bet I can do something here. Oh, I guess I could have used my Banner's Pick-a-Punch to punch that end. Oh, I know what I want to do. Okay. And then this will be using, let me see if I made it the size I want. Oh, one a little shorter. Oh, punching a tiny flower would have been a great idea too. Yes. But I can just put that little banner right there. Adds an extra little touch. And I love that idea of punching a little flower. I'm like trying to see if I have one. Okay, I don't have anything small enough right here. But I know that we have had mini punches in the past that you could use, or perhaps even some small dies from one of our die collections. All right, what do you think? Are you going to give this One Sheet Wonder a try? It's quick, it's easy, and it also allows you to move the parts around, move the pieces around, and make different layouts from the same pieces, from the same cut of the design. Alrighty, that is all I have for you today. Enjoy the rest of your Monday. It is a beautiful sunny day in Central Ohio, and this month I am doing a challenge, walking challenge, walk 50 miles in November to raise funds for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. A good way for me to support a special charity, one that was one of my mom's favorites, and also to give me a little push to take better exercise. If you would like to win one of these 3 cards right now, please type in the comments Pacific Point. That's the name of the ink and cardstock we used, Pacific Point. Okay? Type that in the comments now, and you may be one of 3 lucky winners to receive one of these cards. Type Pacific Point in the comments. There we go. I will be back Wednesday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time right here on Stampin' Piece with Mary Nabe, and I will be working with the circle frames from the Picture This die collection. I've got something very cute planned, so you don't want to miss it. Take care. Bye-bye.